I, Jim Rohn, want to share with you the difference between two people I met 30 years ago. Both had the same dream, both read the same books, both attended the same seminars. Both were intelligent, capable, determined. One of them is now a millionaire, travels the world, built an empire. The other is still planning to begin, still waiting for the perfect moment, still preparing to be prepared. The difference between them? 7 seconds. That's how long it took one to say yes when opportunity knocked, while the other said, "Let me think about it." Those 7 seconds transformed into 7 years of difference in their lives. And today, 3 decades later, one lives the life they both dreamed of, while the other lives with the weight of, "What if I had?" I know which one you want to be. But the question that will determine your entire future is, do you know which one you're being right now? Because at this very moment as you listen to me, the clock is ticking. Opportunity is passing. Life is happening. And every second you wait to act is a second that someone, somewhere, is using to build the life you want. The truth I'm about to reveal might disturb you. It might even make you angry with me. But it's better to be disturbed by the truth than comfortable with a lie. Here it is. You're not waiting for the right moment. You're afraid. And that fear, disguised as prudence, is murdering your dreams in slow motion. But here's the good news. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to transform that fear into fuel and that waiting into immediate action. And when we're done, you'll have a choice. Continue being the person who thinks about doing, or become the person who does while others think. Before we continue, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications, because here we share ideas that can transform your life every single day. Give this video a like if it's already making you think, and tell me in the comments which part of this message resonates most with you. Your voice matters, and together we can grow with more clarity and purpose. I, Jim Rohn, have watched thousands of people struggle with the same invisible enemy. And perhaps you're fighting it right now. It's not lack of money, though that's what most people think. It's not lack of opportunity, though that's what they tell themselves. It's something far more subtle and far more deadly to your dreams. You know that feeling? When you wake up on Monday morning, and you tell yourself this is the week everything changes? This is the week you'll finally start that business, make that phone call, begin that exercise program, or have that difficult conversation you've been avoiding. But then Monday becomes Tuesday. Tuesday slides into Wednesday, and before you know it, another week has passed, another month has vanished, another year has disappeared into the graveyard of good intentions. I've been there myself, watching life pass by through the window of hesitation, and I learned something profound that changed everything. The difference between those who succeed and those who struggle isn't talent, it isn't education, and it certainly isn't luck. It's something much simpler and much more powerful. It's the ability to collapse the time between decision and action. While others are still thinking about it, successful people are already doing it. While others are planning the perfect moment, successful people are creating momentum with imperfect action. And here's what breaks my heart. Most people die with their music still in them. Not because they couldn't sing, but because they waited too long to begin. I discovered that the real problem isn't outside of us. It never was. The economy didn't steal your dreams. Your hesitation did. The market didn't take your opportunities. Your procrastination did. Other people didn't get lucky. They just started before you did. I, Jim Rohn, learned this lesson the hard way when I was 25 and broke, looking at my life and wondering how I'd ended up there. I had all the excuses ready. Wrong timing, bad circumstances, not enough education, not enough capital. But then my mentor asked me a question that shattered every excuse I'd ever made. He said, "Jim, how long are you going to wait to demand the best for yourself?" That question haunted me because I realized I'd been waiting for permission that was never coming. I'd been waiting for conditions that would never be perfect. I'd been waiting for confidence I'd never feel until I actually started. You see, we've been programmed to believe that someday is a day of the week, but I'm here to tell you that someday is a disease that will take your dreams to the grave with you. The moment you understand that the perfect time is a myth, that the ideal conditions are an illusion, that waiting for motivation is like waiting for a train at a bus stop, that's the moment your life begins to change. Because success isn't about having the right circumstances. It's about making any circumstances the right ones through immediate action. I want to share with you the phrase that became my North Star, the principle that transformed my poverty into prosperity, my confusion into clarity. Here it is. The cost of inaction is infinitely greater than the cost of making a mistake. Let that sink in for a moment. I, Jim Rohn, have lived by this truth for decades, and it has never failed me. Every time you choose to wait, you're not playing it safe. You're gambling with your future. Every time you postpone action, you're not being prudent. You're being reckless with the most precious resource you have, time. Think about it this way. If you start a business today and it fails, what have you lost? Some money perhaps, some time, certainly. But what have you gained? Experience, knowledge, connections, courage, and most importantly, momentum. But if you wait another year to start that business, what have you lost? A year of learning, a year of growing, a year of possibilities, a year of compound interest on your efforts. The mathematics of delay is devastating. A 20-year-old who saves $1 a day will have more at 65 than a 30-year-old who saves $10 a day. That's not just true for money, it's true for every aspect of life. The sooner you plant the seed, the sooner you'll enjoy the harvest. The universe rewards speed, not perfection. Life responds to action, not intention. I've applied this principle of immediate action to every area of my life, and I want you to see how it transforms everything it touches. In relationships, I learned that saying, "I love you today," is worth more than planning the perfect romantic gesture next month. That phone call to your mother this afternoon carries more weight than the visit you'll plan but never make. In business, I discovered that the deal you close today with a handshake is better than the perfect contract you'll thus negotiate tomorrow. The customer you serve imperfectly now is more valuable than the one you'll serve perfectly never. When it comes to money, I, Jim Rohn, found that investing $100 today, even if you're not sure it's the perfect investment, will teach you more about wealth than reading 1,000 books about investing. Starting to save with $5 a week right now will build more financial discipline than waiting until you can save $50. In health, taking a 10-minute walk this evening is infinitely more powerful than the gym membership you'll buy in January. Eating one healthy meal today creates more momentum than the perfect diet you'll start on Monday. In learning, reading one page tonight beats the entire library you'll read someday. Writing one paragraph today accomplishes more than the novel you'll write when you retire. Even in spiritual matters, 5 minutes of meditation this morning transforms you more than the retreat you'll take next year. A moment of gratitude right now shifts your life more than the happiness you'll pursue tomorrow. I've observed two types of people in this world, and the difference between them is stark. There are those who act quickly, and there are those who think slowly. The quick actors might not always be right, but they're always in motion. They make mistakes faster, which means they learn faster, which means they succeed faster. I, Jim Rohn, have sat with millionaires and billionaires, and you know what they all have in common. They're all recovering procrastinators who learned to pull the trigger before they were ready. They all have stories of jumping before they could see the landing. Meanwhile, the slow thinkers are still perfecting their business plans from 5 years ago. They're still waiting for the economy to improve. They're still researching the best way to start. They have notebooks full of perfect ideas that will never see daylight. They have dreams so polished from constant handling that they've become too precious to risk in the real world. The quick actors have imperfect businesses that are actually making money. The slow thinkers have perfect ideas that are making nothing. The quick actors have relationships that are messy but real. The slow thinkers have ideal partners they haven't met yet. The quick actors are fit but not perfect. The slow thinkers are planning to get in shape. The quick actors are wealthy with mistakes. The slow thinkers are broke with knowledge. And here's the tragedy. The slow thinkers are often smarter, more talented, more capable. But the world doesn't reward potential. It rewards performance. I need you to make a decision right now, not tomorrow, not after you finish listening, but right now in this moment. I, Jim Rohn, am asking you to choose which person you'll be for the rest of your life. Will you be someone who thinks about it, or someone who does it? Will you be someone who plans to start, or someone who starts to plan? This isn't about the big decision. It's about this decision right now. What's one thing you've been putting off that you could do in the next hour? Not tomorrow, not later today, but in the next 60 minutes. Call it to mind right now. Feel the resistance, the voice telling you to wait, to prepare more, to think about it longer. That voice has been protecting you from failure, but it's also been protecting you from success. It's been keeping you safe, but it's also been keeping you small. I want you to understand something crucial. The moment you decide is the moment you succeed, not when you achieve the result, but when you make the move. Success isn't at the end of the journey, it's in taking the first step. Right now, while that thing is in your mind, while you can feel both the fear and the excitement, commit to doing it within the next hour. Don't negotiate with yourself. Don't create conditions. Don't wait for the feeling to pass. Act while the fear is still there, because courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action in the presence of fear. Let me ask you something, and I, Jim Rohn, want you to answer honestly. How many books are on your shelf that you bought but haven't read? Each one represents a decision to grow that you delayed. How many phone numbers are in your phone of people you meant to call? Each one represents a relationship you postponed. How many ideas have you had in the shower that never made it to paper? Each one represents an opportunity you let dissolve. Look at your daily life. You set the alarm for 6 a.m. but hit snooze until 6:30. That's 30 minutes of delay that compounds into a lifetime of lateness. You think about calling that client after lunch, but after lunch becomes after dinner, and after dinner becomes never. You see someone you're attracted to, and you wait for a better moment to speak, but the better moment walks away and doesn't come back. I once knew a man who spent 3 years researching the perfect business to start. You know, what happened? Someone else started an imperfect version of his perfect business and made millions while he was still researching. I knew a woman who waited for her kids to grow up before pursuing her dreams. By the time they left, she'd forgotten what her dreams were. Every day you walk past opportunities dressed as ordinary moments. The coffee shop where you could write for 20 minutes, the colleague you could mentor, the skill you could practice, the person you could forgive, the habit you could begin. When you begin acting quickly, something magical happens that I, Jim Rohn, have witnessed thousands of times. First, confidence arrives, not before you act, but because you act. Every quick action is a vote for the person you're becoming. Second, momentum builds. One action triggers another, and another, until you're moving so fast that stopping becomes harder than continuing. Third, opportunities multiply. The universe seems to conspire to help those who help themselves. Doors open that you didn't even know existed. People appear who want to assist you. Resources materialize that weren't there before. Fourth, regret disappears. The weight of what if lifts from your shoulders. You might fail, but you'll never wonder. You might struggle, but you'll never stagnate. Fifth, time expands. Paradoxically, when you act quickly, you seem to have more time, not less. Because you're not wasting hours thinking about doing, you're simply doing. Sixth, problems shrink. That thing you've been dreading for months, it takes 20 minutes to handle. That conversation you've been avoiding, it's over in 5 minutes and actually goes well. Seventh, and most importantly, you become someone different. Not someone who has different things, but someone who is different. You become a person who acts, who moves, who creates, who builds. And that identity shift changes everything, because once you see yourself as someone who acts quickly, you can't help but continue acting quickly. I, Jim Rohn, have one final truth to share with you, and it's the most important thing I'll say. You don't have as much time as you think you do. I don't say this to scare you. I say it to awaken you. Every day you wait is a day you can't get back. Every moment you hesitate is a moment gone forever. But here's the beautiful news. Transformation doesn't require time. It requires decision. You can become a different person in the next 60 seconds simply by taking one action you've been avoiding. The person who acts today is already different from the person who waits until tomorrow. That's not motivation speaking. That's mathematics. If you act now, by this time next year, you'll have 365 days of progress. If you wait until tomorrow, you'll have 364. That one day might seem insignificant, but success is built on insignificant actions taken consistently. Here's my challenge to you, and it's the same challenge I've given to millions around the world. Before this day ends, take one action. You've been postponing. Make one call, send one email, write one page, save $1, walk 1 mile, speak one truth, start one project, end one toxic situation, begin one positive habit. The size doesn't matter, the speed does. Because once you experience the power of immediate action, once you feel the rush of momentum, once you taste the freedom of being someone who does rather than someone who plans to do, you'll never go back to waiting. Your life will split into 2 parts. Before you learn to act quickly, and after, make today the day that everything changes, not through massive action but through immediate action. The time for thinking is over. The time for action is now. Not tomorrow, not later, now. And as we wrap up, remember, this is only one step on your journey. Subscribe now and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next powerful message. If this video inspired you, hit the like button and share in the comments the very first action you'll take starting today. And don't stop here. Watch the next video on this channel because each lesson connects and will help you keep building the life you truly deserve.